guys, that's your Rage Legends. Welcome to the video. Send us some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you're going through something, especially if you need them out there today. Today, we're going to talk about some factions. Actually, one faction specifically. I'm talking about the most atrocious, worst faction in all of Raid Shadow Legends. Sure, there's a couple like decent champions, some good champions, because every faction has at least a couple good champions. But there is one out there that is just the nastiest, wastiest skunk of all of the factions out there, right? I'm talking, I would not touch this with a 9.5-foot pole, all right? This faction is a 3-decker sour carton toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce, maybe? This is a bad faction, guys. Can you guess? Can you guess what it is? Actually, I was going to record a video today. Had nothing to do with this. I was going to give you guys my favorite Unity teams on my account and have you vote for which one that you like the most. Nobody would have watched it. Nobody cares who even has these Unity champions.
All alone.
How many do you guys even have? I have 4. I have Aislinn. I have Fina. I have Falmond. And then I have one more, and that's where we get to today's video, because I started the exercise of making my best Unity all-faction teams, and I got to Aragaz.
Aragaz.
Right.
Aragaz Wild King, okay? And he's a really cool Unity. I like a lot of what he does, especially when he's fully powered up, right? Whenever an ally kills an enemy, instantly grants them an extra turn. That's nasty, right? I wanted to try him out. I think it'd be really fun. I think a lot of you guys might have voted for this team. But then I started thinking to myself, who am I going to form a team around this dude, right? Who's going to be the best orc team that I can pull off? And then I realized how unbelievably void, not in rarity, just void in the real sense of the word, this faction is. And we start all the way with Warboy, the common. I'm just kidding. But what does Warboy even do? He has a 15% provoke from the squishiest champion known to man. That's the common. And look at Sun Tribe. I mean, cool aesthetic, I guess, for an uncommon, right? What does she do? On a 5-turn cooldown unbooked, she sacrifices 10% of her max HP, heals an ally by 10% of their max HP, and then has a 40% chance to place the weak version of continuous heal on the ally for 1 turn. So if everything goes beautifully, you get a teensy-weensy heal on 1 target. Listen, there's a lot of bad uncommons in the game, but Sun Tribe might be the worst of the worst. Anyway, I'm joking. We're not here to talk about the commons and uncommons, but it really does start with the rares, right? I mean, even Galek. I know some of you guys, some of you freaks out there like Galek. It's okay. You can seek help. You'll be okay. But Galek is the worst starting champion out there, right? All jokes aside. He is the worst starting champion out of the 4. It's not even close. He can do a little bit of damage. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not here to take shots at Galek, but let's face it. He's the worst of the 4, right? But look at these rares. Look at this crop of rares. You get like a cool Ironclad who you can, you know, I guess pull off surplus heals and a stun or something like that, you know, all right. And that's it. That's it. That's it. Everybody sucks. Way back in the day, I thought that Veteran was okay. But man, Twin Claw, Raider, Totem, I don't even know what Totem does. No, of course you don't. No one does. No one knows what Totem does. You can't even click on the champion. I'm trying to click right now. They won't even, because no one cares. They do have, get to the chopper. What are you waiting for? I'm here. Do it. Kill me now. I'm here.
What is that?
We got Chopper. At least he has a cool name. A Spikehead. We got Spikehead. Okay, so yeah, we made the point. Hey, listen. Y'all know that I'm the #1 fan in all of the land of Teleria of Tagore. I love Tagore, so yeah, they got a bright spot in Tagore, a bright spot in Seer. They've got a couple good epics, right? Then they have a lot of crappy epics. They got Duke, but then they got Ultimate Galek. Ugh. Some of you guys like Ultimate Galek too? Nah. Jorg is pretty good. They got some decent ones in here, you know, Sandlash, Vrask, some power creep going on here, you know. I know everybody still loves Zargala, I know, but, you know, she's not what she once was, right? And they got Blood Feathers, Maruka, Maroka, Trumbor, Yellagurna, Candlehead. I like Candlehead. But they have a lot of bad ones. Terror Beast, ugh. Shaman, ugh. Bonekeeper, ugh. They got a lot of bad ones here. Even Laberga can hit decently hard, but she's like the last. You need to farm her for like a year in Doom Tower, right? And then you get a single target damage dealer? Does she have an AoE? I can't click her either. Yeah, single target with some poisons. All right. And then you get to the Legendaries, man. The Legendaries. Let me just start by asking you this. Aragaz, who am I going to put with him? The first thing I wanted to put is a turn meter booster. Okay, a turn meter booster. So let's look at the best turn meter booster that the Orc faction has. Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. Okay, so they got one. They've got Raka Viletide.
This is all I got.
She has it on her passive. At the start of each turn, fills the turn meter of all allies by 10%. That's it. That's all they got. That's all they got for Legos turn meter boosters. But you know what? At least they have a lot of fast champions that I can just build in fast gear, right? They got Growhawk. He's a beast. Yeah, he's a beast for a rare, maybe, right? 96 speed, 98 speed, 99 speed, 97 speed, 99, 97, 104, 105, 98, 90, 100, 105, 96, 99, 90. It's the slowest faction in all of Raid Shadow Legends. Only Raka. Can you believe it? This whole faction, everybody's around 100 speed, and they've got no turn meter boosters. Where are all their good cleansers and support and healers? Oh, they don't have any. They don't have. Only Raka. Only Raka. That's all they got. That's all they got. They got nobody. They got nobody fast. They got no turn meter. Who's the revivers? We got Tagore. We know that. Jorg. Yeah, they got a couple solid epics. Where's the Lego revivers? Dude, you know what the thing is, guys? Is I've taken a lot of grief here over to Udex Artor, right? Because I said I'm not a fan of the champion. He's free. I get it. I get he can help some players. I'm just overall, it's more about the faction, less about the champion for me, right? They added think about Udex Artor. Think about this dude in the Orc faction. They had it right there on a silver platter. They were going to give a free legendary champion to all the players for Community Week. He's right there. He's right there. But they put him in the most cluttered faction that doesn't need anything. Sacred Order doesn't need anything in this game.
They give it just the right touch. Don't you think so, Drizella?
No, I don't. I think she's... Give them here! Oh.
They got Siegfried for a mythical. They've got revivers, on cleansers, on cardials, on Lady Noel's, one of the best revivers in the damn game over here, right? They've got plenty of... Look at all these epics. They got Godseeker, Aniri. They've got Cardinal. People have these revivers. Give me a break. Give me a break. They even got 150 rares in here, right? Got 150 rares. Mother Superior, does she? No, she hasn't revived. Was it War Priest? Who? No, she doesn't revive. Do they have a rare reviver? I thought one of those damn Hospitaller. Do you revive? Yeah, on the passive with somebody that we're not going to mention.
Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I was too busy blocking out the haters.
I thought they had. I thought they had a rare reviver here. Either way, they got plenty of They even got Armager. They got a solid, uncommon, excuse me, right? They even have Sister Militia, arguably the best common in the game. I'm kidding, but it is an AoE, you know. Okay, I proved my point. Why the heck? What were they? It is 420 this month, so maybe that's where their heads were at when they decided to put him in Sacred Order. I guess my point is we could have really used a champion like that inside the Orc faction, the worst faction in the game. Let's look at the Mythicals. At least they've got awesome mythical. Kinda. Listen, Geral's a beast, right? You know, she's a beast with the AoE nukes. But the thing with Geralt is, and I'm not taking a shot at Geralt, she's a cool champion, don't get me wrong, right? Her skill set is very redundant, though, in terms of what this faction does offer, and that is chock full of nukers, right? Way more nukers than anybody could want. And I'm not saying every faction needs to be beautifully balanced with every single champion, because some skill sets kind of fit the motif, if you will, of some factions. Like Sacred Order have a lot of, I don't know, healers and revivers, and they keep adding more, don't they?
Don't be jelly.
But some factions, orcs are generally supposed to be kind of damage dealers, apparently, right? But you can still have some cool priests and stuff like that. But yeah, even Garrel's slow. A mythical at 102 speed. She has a support on her base form here. She has she removes block buffs, debuffs, and places an ally protection and a shield. I don't know, man. This, you know, even in a provoke, even her base form, it's not bad. It's not bad. And she's like a solid, you know, B plus whatever tier mythical, maybe A if you love her, in a really cool alternate form. But she's still one of the best mythicals in the game. And then they have Ashnar. I don't have Ashnar, but I get paid $1 in royalties anytime anybody pulls him. So keep pulling him. So far, I've made $7. I made $7. That's how hard these mythicals are to get. I actually kid. They gave him a good buff. They gave Ashnar a good buff. But, you know, his kit is still fairly redundant, you know, a lot of control, to the faction that is, a lot of control and a lot of HP burn synergy, which is fine, again, which is fine. But, you know, Ashnar and Geralt, they're not the strongest mythicals in the game. And then, yeah, they have some bright spots and they have a lot of, like, look at this. Growhawk. Creel is all right. You know, she's good. Danig, I've never been a fan, honestly. Rabar, I mean, he's needed a buff for years and years now. Gomlock, you know, it's Gomlock. I'm not a fan at all. King Garage, they did a good buff to. You know, Shayak, we're still waiting on the Hound for him. Like, no, Nogdar's cool, but he's, you know, he's not meta. He's not amazing. Varl's good. Jag, I was disappointed in. Bell's okay. Warlord's amazing. Angar, even with his buff, I was hopeful that this buff, like, he was the first champion they buffed on these Void Legendaries. I was hopeful it'd be really special, and it's not. He still doesn't feel like a Void Legendary. He still doesn't even feel like a Legendary in Angar. Like, seriously. He's a Void Legendary. Right? They got Supreme Galek, who's very good, especially when you start out with him with a Supreme 6 promo code on a new account. And Khan was surprisingly good, but again, kind of another nuker, right? Man, this is one of the most unbalanced, worst factions in the entire game. It's just all crapola, you know? Now, no, there are some bright spots, but it's the worst faction. It's the worst faction. I'm making this video not just to complain. I'm looking for you guys to tell me why I'm wrong or why I'm right, and I would love to see maybe some little help here. Excuse me, a little help to this faction. It's awful. It's awful, this faction. Especially if you don't have some of these select champions like Aragaz. Man, they need to do some work, especially the speed boosters, the lack of healers and support. There's no support. There's no, you get a Warlord's got to do it all. He's got to do it all with protection of the gods, man. It's a weak faction. And again, I love my man. I love some of these epics, you know. So a lot of them I hate. The rares, I pretty much don't like anybody. It's a bad faction. Okay, there it is, guys. I made my point. I'm disappointed they don't add any of the free. They added Artak, which was great, by the way. 2 years ago. But since then, we got nothing. Hey, stop, Plarium. Stop giving all the love to the Sacred Order of the Battle. You love your humans. I get it. You love your humans. We don't want any more love to the humans, please. Instead, let's give some love to the Orcs, the worst faction in all of Raid Shadow Legends. It's embarrassing, Plarium. Do you guys want to know what the perfect faction is? The best faction in all of Raid Shadow Legends, the most balanced, with every single need you could possibly have: damage, revivers, healers, debuffers, support, and everything else? Well, stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.